many years ago in the Bronx. I'm from Irish Catholic Bronx stock on both sides, and my paternal grandmother was actually the secretary of the Democratic Committee in the Bronx at the time. So I guess if you go that far back, my family has roots in the Democratic Party. But actually, from what I've heard, they were relatively conservative as far as Democrats go, even then. And growing up, I have to say, my own parents were pretty conservative. They were conservative voters, and I think conservative thinkers in a lot of ways. So I, when I had the chance to vote, and I've always voted from the first opportunity that I had, I did vote Republican a lot in the early days. And I think it was partly because that was my family tradition, but also because I was convinced that, and I think this might have been sort of a common understanding of the time. I'm 53, so it may give you a little bit of context of where I'm coming from. I had this notion that Republicans or conservatives had a better sense of fiscal responsibility and how to take care of the economy, how to govern well to take care of the economy. As time went by, I don't know if conservatives changed and became not so good at that, or if I just matured in my understanding of it, probably a combination of both. But as time went by, and definitely in the last 10 to 15 years, I think it's become pretty clear to me that that's not the case. I think Democrats do a better job with the economy. They do a better job of governing. I have a different understanding of what to govern means, the role of the public sector in the economy and how important it is. And so I have definitely shifted in my voting pattern significantly over the years. And another thing that happened, even when I was voting Republican, I realized that I was voting against some of my other values, and that was hard for me because I think I do have progressive values underneath it all. When it comes to the environment or social issues, taking care of people, I do think we're here to take care of each other. So it was hard for me for a long time, and when I hit, I don't know, my 40s, I don't think I realized how I had become somewhat jaded and cynical about politics in general, and it was hard for me because I am patriotic. It's very important to me to participate. It's just really important to me, and so I don't think I realized how much it sort of hurt me that I wasn't really, I wasn't voting for people I really believed in and I felt could do a great job. And it wasn't really until my daughter, my second child, was in high school, and she's a very political animal. She's now 21, and she was watching the 2004 conventions, the Republican and Democratic conventions, and I wasn't all that interested in it. But she made me come into the room when then Senate candidate Barack Obama was speaking. He did the keynote address, and the two of us just sat there with our mouths hanging open. And by the end of it, I thought, wow, maybe this guy really is someone that I could believe in. Maybe this is the real deal, And that was something I hadn't really felt probably ever. And so time went by, and once again, my daughter convinced me to get involved in helping on the Obama campaign. I was one of those people who thought that, well, it's a little too early, he's too young, he should wait, give someone else a chance. But young people, she talked me into it. She said, oh, come on, Mom, let's help out. So that was the first time, and that was in winter of '07. It's the first time I've ever gotten involved in politics at the national level. I've always been involved locally, PTA, helping local delegates or town council people get elected. But this was the first time on this scale. And we had a wonderful time. We traveled with the campaign we traveled with volunteers to a couple other places during the primary season, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, had a wonderful time. And of course, we won Virginia, so it was very exciting. And in that process, I got so excited that I actually even took time off work. And I'm a teacher, so it wasn't that easy to do. I took the fall off in 2008 because I just couldn't give up campaigning. It was so much fun. And as a result, I just became much more invested in not only national politics, but also local politics, as it turns out, because you work with local people in order to make that happen. And I got to know the local Democratic committee and the local folks and realized, that I agreed with them on a lot of things, and they were also very, patriotic, participatory people. So they were kind of, my sort of people. They did a great job of working with the campaign and the campaign volunteers. So I signed up, and since then I've been much more active in local Democratic politics, and I think it's been really a great gift to me, and it's so I guess maybe I'm a typical story. I don't know. I have voted every chance I got, but I've kind of taken some twists and turns along the way. now I feel like we have given President Obama 4 years. I think he's made a good start. I think he's been up against a lot. We have to hold Congress accountable for a lot of what's happened also, but we definitely need another 4 years to keep going in the direction we're going and finish the job. So that's my hope for November.